Hello, fellow seekers and self-explorers. I am thrilled to be with you today to talk to you about the art of listening. How do you listen? And this came to me because I've been feeling a little bit frustrated recently with not feeling heard, not being listened to. That's the feeling that I got with some certain people. So I used this beautiful tool that I talked about in one of my videos called Be the Change You Want to See in the World. And I like to use that flashlight whenever there's something outside of yourself in the external world that you see and don't like so much to turn the flashlight in, right? So this is what I did when I did not feel heard. I was frustrated with the way that person or those people were listening to me. I turned it in, I sat with this, turned the flashlight in, and asked myself, well, how do I actually listen? So that was a beautiful opportunity for me to do that inner work. And that's why I'm here today to share this beautiful self-awareness piece with you. So I had fun doing this with many different people and in my everyday interactions and conversations. And the most interesting insights came when really observing myself and the way I was listening to people. I realized with some of them, I would constantly interrupt, or I would not fully pay attention, like almost like sometimes I knew what the person was going to say and I was like being polite and listen, but not being fully present with my heart. I was observing this. I even caught myself with one person almost like using this kind of competitive listening, like waiting to say something to score points. That was fascinating. So I played with this for a while, really observing all my ways, all of the different ways I was actually listening. And that got me to realize that whatever I was seeing from those other people that didn't feel like they were listening to me, I got to really see that for myself. The way I listened with some people, it's exactly the same. So it was fascinating. And it was also very interesting to see that different people would trigger some different response in me. So I would be a different kind of listener depending on who I was with. So that was very interesting to observe. And in this channel, it's all about self-awareness, right? So there's not so much anything to do here, but just observe, contemplate the way you listen into conversations, where your mind goes. Do you maybe think, and I do that a lot, I was able to observe that the last couple of weeks, always my mind racing ahead of what I'm going to say next. Okay, so that was also an amazing thing to observe in myself. And once I became aware of that, once I had fun experimenting all those things that I was doing in my way of listening, then once you become aware, then you can make a conscious choice. You can try something different. So really, this video is an invitation to contemplate the way you listen in a conversation. And even, yes, it can be in a conversation, but it can also be the way you listen to things when you hear a noise or birds singing, or how do you listen to this? I tend to have an analytical mind, so my mind may go to, oh, what is that bird trying to say? Or where is the bird hiding? Where is that coming from? So it's very interesting to just contemplate the way we listen. And another thing that I really observed in myself was how I tend not to leave a lot of silence because my mind is so busy. So I tend to fill in the gaps. So that was a beautiful, beautiful realization also, to be reminded of the power of silence. And then I got to practice sitting more, listening more, and allowing more silence. And amazing, amazing shift happened in my way to interact with people and in the exchange we were having. So I really wanted also to read you this piece because I came across what Krishnamurti says about listening, and it's so beautiful. So here it is. I do not know if you have ever examined how you listen. It doesn't matter to what, whether to a bird, to the wind into the leaves, to the rushing waters, or how you listen to a dialogue with yourself, to your conversation in various relationships with your intimate friends, your wife, or husband. If we try to listen, we find it extraordinarily difficult because we are always projecting our opinions and ideas, our prejudices, our background, our inclinations, or impulses. When they dominate, we hardly listen to what is being said. In that state, there is no value at all. One listens and therefore learns only in a state of attention, a state of silence, in which this whole background is in abeyance, is quiet. Then, it seems to me, it is possible to communicate. Real communication or communion can only take place when there is silence. See, I try to leave a little silence there. And it's always something that I'm not 100% comfortable with. So I like to play with this now, so explore that for yourself. It's really, and my videos are never about right or wrong, or that's the right way to do things or the wrong way to do this or that. It's more really about being aware of our ways. That is it, shining the light on the way we communicate, we feel all of this. And this was very, very eye-opening for me this week to explore that and to see, we react a lot based on our wounds, or it can be anything, and we don't need to go into all analytical reasons why this or that here, but more just observe, be mindful, play with this. I'm all about introducing more play into our lives, right? So play with this and explore your ways. Do you maybe, when you listen to someone, you may be waiting for your turn to speak, right? I do that all the time too. And you want to turn the conversation back around to yourself. It's okay. Just observe all this. Be playful with this. Shine the light on all of this. And then maybe for a day, try something different. Explore something that you're not used to do and see what happens. All right, everyone, that was a little self-awareness piece about how do I listen and explore that and try something else, maybe allowing more silence. All right, everyone, enjoy, have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will see you next time.